Hi all. Today's topic is metonymy, synecdoche, simile and metaphor in detail with examples. And I assure you that if you watch this without fast forwarding, then all your doubts and confusions regarding these four literary devices are going to vanish into thin air. So please do share, like, subscribe, and leave your valuable comments as well. So the first one, as you see, is metonymy. Metonymy is a substitution, means a replacement, uske jagah pe, of a thing or a person by another word which is closely related to that particular thing or a person. For you to understand it better, I have also included some of the examples. The first one is pen is mightier than sword. Pen, what does the pen symbolize? Anything that is written, a written word. So the English author, Edward, what did he mean by this sentence? Pen is mightier than sword. Pen means if you want to defame any person, अगर किसी का कुछ बुरा बोलना है, then you can write any article or you can even prepare a book or a novel against that person and publish it in order to defame a person. Or you may also speak good about a particular person. So pen, a written word, has more power and is an effective tool than murdering someone or killing someone. If you want to defame a person, attacking him by a sword is not the only means, according to the English author. He's telling us that if you write something against that person, that is also more powerful and effective. So words that are written cannot be ever taken back. So pen is a metonymy for written word. Sword is a metonymy for killing. I hope you understood it. The second example. Can you lend me your hand? Imagine that my boss has called me to his office and he asked me to complete a project within a deadline. And I told my boss, can you lend me your hand? So what does that mean? Does it mean that I want his hand? I want to rip off his hand? No. It means the hand here means the help. I'm asking for his help. So hand is the metonymy for help. The third is I am reading Shakespeare. So imagine that your mother just calls you out. Hey, Christy, what are you doing? And you said, Mom, don't disturb me. I'm reading Shakespeare. I'm reading Robert Frost. So what is a metonymy in this sentence? The particular author, Shakespeare means the book written by the author or the novel or the poem. So Shakespeare, the name of the author, is the metonymy for the work that is written by him. The next example is cast not pearls before swine. Swine means pig. Pearls here represent anything that is good, good beliefs, good opinions, suggestions, advices, thoughts, beliefs, anything that is good. Swine, the inner meaning of swine is bad people. So pearls is a metonymy for good thoughts or good beliefs. Swine, metonymy for bad people. So what does the sentence mean? There is no use. It is futile or useless to do something good or speak something good to bad people. The next is the suits support common men. Who are the suits? The businessmen. The businessmen support the common men. The suits is a metonymy for businessmen. I hope you understood metonymy. Next is synecdoche. Synecdoche is a part is made to represent whole, or else a whole is made to represent a part. The first example is check out my new wheels. Imagine that I have bought a car and I asked you to check out my new wheels. I came and told to you, please check out my new wheels. So the wheels is just a part or a whole. Wheels is a part that represents the whole of the car. This is synecdoche. Second is America took home gold. So America here it means, does it mean the nation all together, सब लोग मिलके they took home gold? No. Here it means the team of players, they won the competition and they got the first prize. They won gold. So America is not a chota part. America is a big whole. That represents here the part, that is a team of players. The next is the same example which you saw in metonymy. One sentence itself can have multiple literary devices or figures of speech. So, can you lend me a hand? The boss called out to me and said, complete this project. And I said, can you lend me a hand? A hand is just a part. I'm expecting that my boss should provide me with a person, with an individual to help me out to complete the project on time. Okay, so hand doesn't mean the hand of a person. The hand means the person. I need a person. Okay, the hand is just a small part that represents the whole, who is the person or the individual. The next is simile. Simile and metaphor. So simile, you have to remember simile and metaphor by 2 points. Simile, something is like something else. Metaphor, something is something else. Simile, one thing is like another thing. Metaphor, one thing is another thing. This is how you remember simile and metaphor so you won't get confused ever. Simile, is it direct or indirect comparison? No doubt it is direct comparison. Why? Because they have connectors, and the connectors are like, as, so. While there are no such connectors in metaphor, metaphor is indirect comparison. Why? Because the comparison is implied, it is hidden. Just imagine that you are laughing in front of me, and I told, stop your tinkling bells. Will you understand anything? No, you won't understand what did the man say. So what does that tinkling bells mean? I meant that stop your laughter, stop your laughing. So tinkling bells are compared to your laughter. So that is the implied comparison. So that is why metaphor is indirect comparison. The comparison is implied. Now let's see a few examples. Simile. She's as cool as a cucumber. So there is a connector here. There is a linking object here, as. So the person is compared to the coolness of the cucumber. The next is she's so busy as a bee, especially in the mornings. The lady is compared to a bee using a connector so. That's why it is a simile. Next is, you will solve the problem only if you are wise as an owl, as. Lencho, next line is from chapter 1 of NCRT 10 standard. He works like an ox in the field. Lencho works like an ox. Lencho is compared to the ox. The next is the examples from metaphor. His words cut deeper than the knife. Here the words are compared or drawn parallel with the sharpness of the knife. So it is metaphor. There is no linking object like as, so it's metaphor. Next is, I feel a roller coaster of emotions. I hope you know what is a roller coaster. The entertainment in the amusement park, where you see a train going up and down, up and down. So, what is roller coaster of emotions? Mixed feeling of emotions. So, emotions here have been drawn parallel to the roller coaster. Next is, I gave an exam. I just gave a test and I found it too difficult. So I just told to my friend, gosh, that test was a murder. Okay. So I wanted actually to tell that that test was too difficult. So I just used a better English. That test was a murder. So the difficulty level of the test or the exam is compared to that of a murder. It is metaphor, it is implied. She is the man of the house. The lady is the man of the house. Man of the house means she is the only breadwinner of the house. Next is easy. Her cheeks are roses. So cheeks being compared to the roses indirectly is metaphor. Next is some practice questions I have got for you. So first one is you have to identify the figures of speech. The poor man had hungry mouths to feed. Out of these four which I have discussed today, metonymy, synecdoche, simile, metaphor, which is the correct option? The poor man had hungry mouths to feed. Mouth is a part, and part represents whole. And what is the whole? It could be his children, it could be his family members. So the FOS is synecdoche. Next is the teacher says in the class, students, all eyes on the book. What does the teacher mean? Does she mean that the eyes should be popped out onto the book? No, she meant that the children should be attentive. She wanted the students to read the book. So, eyes here means the reading part or attention. It is metonymy, substitution for attention. Next is, let's join for a glass. What is this glass? It could be a glass of wine or water or tea. So it is metonymy. Next is Denver won the game. Denver is a famous city. Does it mean the entire city won the game? No. Obviously, the players, the team of players would have won the game. So Denver is whole or a part. It's a big city, it's whole. So whole represents part, that is players. The next is Cuba passed a bill. Cuba, how can the nation pass a bill? It is the government that passes the bill. So Cuba is actually the substitution for the government. So I hope you got the answer, metonymy. Next is her smile is sunshine. No doubt it is metaphor. You have my heart, which means you have all of my love. Metonymy. O for a draught of vintage. Vintage is wine. It is again metonymy. If you understood it well, if all your doubts and confusions are clear, do subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Stay tuned for more amazing notifications and videos.